free. Whom the Son sets free is free indeed, and the truth shall make you free. Jesus Christ is the truth.
Amen.
That's right, guys. Everybody needs freedom. This is America, huh? Land of the free and home of the brave, man. That's right. Why is this the land of the free? Anybody know why it's the land of the free?
Freedom from religion.
Because our government, our way of life, is built and based on the Word of God. Huh? We hold these truths to be self-evident, man. That's all it is. It's exactly why it is. You know, they're trying to take that away from us. Did you know that? Yeah. Thank you, Mike. They're trying to take that away from us, man. And they've been taking it away, slowly but surely, over the past few generations, too. As they remove the Word of God from daily life, as they remove Jesus from the public eye, man, they're trying to remove freedom. If whom the Son sets free is free indeed. If the truth shall make you free, and you remove Christ from public eye, then what are you removing? The truth. Yes? And by removing the truth, what are you being deprived of? Freedom. That's exactly right, brother. Huh? It's, hey, guys, this is not a conspiracy. Huh? Okay. All right. All right. All right, man. Has anybody got any prayer requests this morning? Come on.
Right here. I got that.
Somebody. Here you go.
I just want to thank God for waking me up another day. Please keep the homeless and the addict and alcoholic still suffering out there, and pray for freedom from the bondage of addiction.
Amen. Amen.
I got a praise report and prayer request.
Amen.
I'm just thankful that it brought me from where I was. I know I'm not there yet, but I'm a lot better than where I was. And I pray for the brothers over here. And my family back home with a little girl. And just that we'll stay on track.
Peace, strength, courage. Come on, guys. That's why we're here.
Brother Stephen ended up having a program last Friday, so if you just keep it going, that'll be great.
Ask and you shall receive. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. You have not because you ask not. Anybody else? There we go.
I just want to pray for those that are not going to turn their lives. Pray for people that are be blessed to their way with food, coffee. So,
Remember, that was good or bad. Sometimes we're too busy looking at ourselves to understand that it is God who provides, that it is God who sustains everything, that it is God who keeps everything in motion, you know? And that He orchestrated all of this before we were ever made. Yes? Anybody else? Yes.
I pray to keep everybody's family safe, people that's homeless and others that are in the category and get off the street for them fall into the streets.
You know, guys, just real quickly, you know, being on the streets, we don't consider it to be good. I understand this. I've been there. But it doesn't mean that you're not blessed just because you may be outside on the street. You know what I'm saying? Think about this. Think about all the people before us who lived in tents, yes, and traveled by foot, and all their way of life. And now today we look at that way of life and we say, oh, they're not blessed, oh, they're poor, so on and so forth. Poor is right here. You understand? This is where we're poor. Whether we be rich in love or whether we be poor in love. Yes? Whether we be rich in wisdom or poor in wisdom, man. This is true prosperity. Let's not forget this. Anybody else?
I just want to thank God for another day because I know as well as most other people that He could have took me a long time ago. I was thinking about this last night. I mean,
every day that I get is a blessing because I should have been dead a long time ago. I just want to thank God for my life and everybody else's life here too.
Amen, brother. That's a good observation, man. Each and every day is, is a gift, an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, God can take us any minute, any moment. And I promise you, man, if He takes you before you realize the thing that He just said, you get cast into outer darkness. You really gonna wish you had another chance to get it right. I'm just saying. Anybody else? All right. Yep. Okay.
Sure. I just want to pray for my sister.
That's right. One day at a time. We are our own worst enemy. When you think about this, when you truly look at this and you accept the truth of it, we are the enemy. No one can make us do anything that we don't want to do. It is us who is in control of us, what we say, what we do. You understand? There is no one else making us do anything. Well, you can blame the devil all you want to. You can say it's the devil's fault all you want to. But until you realize that it is your own fault, yes, I will read anyway. We are the enemy. We are our own enemy. Yes? And until we accept God's love and love God in return, we're also His enemy. Yes, Book of Romans. Check that out, man. Lots of good information in that book. Yes? Let's go to the Lord in prayer, guys. Ask a blessing for the meeting of His Word. Father, we come before you, Lord, with these prayer requests in our hearts and minds, Father. We have brought these petitions before you, Lord. We ask that you reach down and you touch them, Father. You touch these petitions, Father. How you see fit, Lord. You know what we desire, Father. And if that not be your will, Father, we pray that you some comfort and peace and strength to these that we pray for and to us as well, Lord. That we might be able to endure our circumstances, Lord, and receive what it is that you have for us to learn, Father, to gain back, Lord. For we know that all things work toward our good if we love you, Lord. And we are here today, gathered in your name, Father, in love of you, in honor of you, Father, revering you, Lord. Please bless us in this way. Father, we ask that you pour your Spirit out upon us in this word that comes, Father, the word of you, Lord, the truth, Lord, because it is only by the truth that we shall be set free, Lord, and we seek freedom, Lord. Lord, we pray these things in the name of our mighty King, Jesus Christ. Amen. All right, guys. We went over repentance, man, what it is, how to do it. What we need within us in order to be able to do this, to be able to make this change, and to be able to go from this way of life to another way of life, the way of life that God wants us to live, the way that God wants us to be, the way that we need to be. Yeah, and we ultimately have decidedly learned that we must find love from God within ourselves in order to feel the godly sorrow that is necessary to truly repent. And that this repentance was not just stopping what we were doing that we knew was wrong, yes, but to do its opposite, yes, because there's no reward in just not telling lies. There's no reward in just staying sober. There's no reward in not stealing, because these are the things we're not supposed to be doing anyway, yes? No, the reward comes in the true repentance when we begin to do the opposite of these things, yes? The extra mile, yes? Christ said if somebody asks you to go a mile with them, go 2. Yes, the extra mile. This is the reward. This is the proof of your love. Okay. So, I said that one of the problems with this world today is that nobody knows what love is. Everybody's got their idea of what love is, and I said that it was because of this. There was so much sorrow and so much pain. We take our idea of love and we share it with another person, and when we don't give back what we've given, it causes pain. But what we have to keep in mind is that this other person has their own idea of love as well. And what you're sharing with them might not be what their idea of love is. You understand? Yes. Now, can you see the confusion? Yes. Can you see why the confusion exists? Love is love, man. It can only be one thing. It can't be many things. You understand? Yes. God is love to start with, without doubt, man. Yes. And this is where we will begin. This comes out of Matthew chapter 22. We went over these in the next scripture. I want to rehash them because they're important for what it is we're going to learn today. Matthew 22, 36 through 40. Master, talking to Jesus, which is the great commandment in the law? And Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. On these two commandments hang all the law. You know, there's a whole lot of law. 613 commandments to be exact. Lots of people say, oh, we're free from the law. We don't have to keep the law anymore. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is popular doctrine. It's my institution that we call the church today. You know, we're free from the law. Yes. And yet, this freedom that we have from the law, we're still supposed to keep God's commandments. How can we be both? How can we be free from the law? You know what I'm saying? And yet still keep God's commandments. You see the confusion. Okay, we're not free from the law, brothers and sisters. There are some things that are different that we no longer have to do. We no longer have to sacrifice animals because Christ became the sacrifice to end those sacrifices. Yes? Okay. We don't judge each other according to the law anymore. Yes? Christ said what? Judge not lest you be judged. And what judgment you use shall be used against you. So that if you wish to judge people according to the law, such as stoning homosexuals, yes, or adulteresses or adulterers, yes, and many other such things, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, yes, revenge. If you wish to live this way because the law says to, then it will be this way that you are judged. Make no mistake. And so in order to escape this judgment of the law, we don't judge others by the law. Yes? Instead, we love as Christ has commanded. Okay? This is how we're free from the law. But we must keep God's commandments. Why? Why must we keep God's commandments? Even though we're free from the law. 1 John 5, 1 through 4. Whosoever believeth that Jesus is the Christ is born of God. And everyone that loveth him that begat, loveth him also that is begotten of him. By this we know that we love the children of God, when we love God and keep his commandments. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. For whosoever is born of God overcometh the world, and this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith. So you see, we can't be free from the law. Because Christ said the greatest commandment was to love God. And here we learn that loving God is keeping his commandments. You see the confusion? You see why there's so many people out here faking the funk, appearing to be godly, but denying his true power, which is the Word. The Word is the power of God. Christ is the Word. All things in creation were made by Christ. Christ is his power. Christ is the Spirit of God. You understand? Yes? Okay. I hope you get this clear, guys. Please don't ever be confused by that, guys. Anyone that tells you that, just smile, shake your head, you know, and continue loving God in this manner, right? Okay, all right. Because we don't need to argue about it. They don't need to argue about it. You know what I'm saying? No, because we don't wish to create division and strife, right? If someone approaches you in a manner or something or other and you wish to share with them this thing, then please, by all means, do it. We don't argue over it. You know, it's not worth it. So we keep God's commandments, and this is how we love God. You know, one of the things that we really have to focus on in keeping his commandments is what he says not to do. Yes? Yes. What he says not to do, do not do. That's it right there, man. Right? Let me ask you a question. If someone says not to do something, and you do it, what hurts them more? Doing something they said not to do, or not doing something they said to do? Which hurts more? Which is the greater betrayal? Look at yourselves. Ask yourself. ourselves the same question. Which is the greater betrayal? Doing something that someone said not to do, or not doing something someone said to do? That's right. There's always a reason or excuse for not having done the thing that you were asked to do. Yes? But doing the thing that you were asked not to do, there is no excuse for. And it is this deed that causes others to look at you and say, you don't love me. And I promise you, when we're standing before God on that day in front of the great white throne, and we're saying, God, we loved you. We loved you. He's going to say, well, why didn't you do what I said? Why didn't you do what I said? I told you not to do these things, and yet you did them anyway. Depart from me, you worker of iniquity. Right? No, you're not. Just saying, man. Not my words. So we don't do the things that God says not to do. Let us focus on that for now. Okay? For those of you who stick around, we'll learn a little more about this fall. Okay? All right. So this is how we love God. This is how we fulfill the first commandment. This is the second commandment, which is to love thy neighbor as thyself. Now I want you to think about that. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Do for others what you would do for yourself. Yeah? How you would treat yourself is how we should treat others. And this is love. I want to show you what love is, guys. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 1 through 7. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and have not love, I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy, and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I can move mountains, and have not love, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body as a sacrifice, and have not love, it profiteth me nothing. Love suffereth long. Love is kind. Love envieth not, vaunteth not itself. Love is not puffed up. Love does not behave itself unseemly, does not seek her own. It is not easily provoked, and it thinketh no evil. Love does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. This is love, guys. That's it right there. If there's any one of these things that you're not doing, with any relationship that you have, I don't care what kind of relationship you want to call it, if there's one of these things that you're not doing, it's not love. And you know, I'll be honest with you, this is very hard to practice. When you become emotionally involved with another individual, yes, and another individual hurts your feelings, this is very hard to practice, isn't it? Yes, yes. Why? Because we're selfish. That's why. We're selfish. We love ourselves. Our pain matters. Yes, our pain matters above anyone else's. Selfishness, man. And this is how we are righteous. Lots of people don't think of it that way. Lots of people look at their deeds as their self-righteousness. Yes? Like, for example, people that come to do the thing that we do, they kind of get self-righteous, you know, because they say, look what we do. Yeah, you see how it can swell somebody's head up? You guys come up, you say, oh man, that's a good message, or all thanks for the food, or all thanks for this, blah, 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 so on, so on, so on. You see what I'm saying? This is how some people become to be self-righteous. But that's not self-righteousness, guys. Not really. No, self-righteousness is when you put your pain, when you value your pain above anyone else's. How do we know this? How do we know this? Is this not the sacrifice that Christ made for us? Is it not the sacrifice that He made for us? I mean, we know He laid down His breath. We understand that. But let's look at a little deeper than that. Let's look at a perfect man. A man who was blameless in the law. Every law. The law of the land, the law of God, every law. Blameless. Righteous. And how did He die? as a sinner. He died as a criminal, hanging on a cross. Can you imagine the shame? I mean, think about what he endured, the beating, being spit upon, man. All the names. The shame. The cross was shame to him that knew no sin. Do you understand? The pain. And what did he do? At what point did Christ protest himself or his innocence? When? Not once. Not ever. What did he do? How was he able to make this sacrifice? He sacrificed his pain, his shame. You understand? He set that to the side for the sake of the whole world. Do you understand how many people do not care at all about this man? Don't even believe in him. Don't care about his blood. Trample all over his sacrifice. And yet, he died for their pain instead of his own. That's hard. I'm just saying, guys. I mean, think about it. Hey, you know what? It's hard enough to make that sacrifice for someone that loves you. Let alone someone that hates you. You see what I'm saying? Pain is what makes us righteous. It's the only thing someone cannot tell us we are wrong in. No one can tell you that you're wrong for being hurt, for having your feelings hurt. No one can say that. Paul says the body is the temple. That's what he says. He says the body is the temple. And if the body is the temple, I put forth to you that the heart is the altar of this temple where the sacrifices are made. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes. And true love is when you sacrifice your pain for the sake of other people. And when you do that, when you can do that, then you can practice true love. Then your love can suffer long, which is patience. You can remain in patience in loving someone. You can remain kind. Yes? You can not be boastful. Love does not vaunt itself. It doesn't elevate itself above other people. It doesn't say, my love is better than yours because I did this and you didn't. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes? Okay. Love does not behave itself unseemly, rude. Love is never rude. How often do we get sarcastic? Especially when somebody hurts our feelings. How often do we get sarcastic? And how often does that sarcasm elevate the debate or the argument? Yes, think about this. Love seeketh not her own. It doesn't just look out for number one, man. And you know, in this world today, that's exactly what they're telling us. Isn't that the liberal logic? You above all others? Just saying, man. Love thinketh no evil. This is a hard one, even for me today. Love thinketh no evil. What's the first thing that we do when somebody hurts us? In our minds. Depending on the severity of the pain, the first thing that we do is we imagine the vengeance, don't we? Whether it be something that we're going to say in return or do in return. Don't we? The response. That's exactly right. Love thinketh no evil. Rejoiceth not in iniquity. Iniquity is sin. Iniquity is lawlessness. Iniquity is wickedness. Love would never rejoice in wickedness. Whether it's something you're practicing or something that's coming upon another person who has wronged you. Think about that. Oh, it's great to see somebody fall that's hurt our feelings, doesn't it? It's great to see him cast down. It's great to see him judged. Oh, it feels great. It feels like vengeance. Yeah. But love does not rejoice in these things. Yes? No. Love rejoiceth in the truth. How often has the truth hurt your feelings? Think about this. How many times has the truth hurt your feelings? Love rejoiceth in the truth. You know, there's a lot of church folks today sitting on their benches, guys. Lots of them sitting on the benches, man, who cannot rejoice in the truth, who do not wish to hear the truth even. You understand? Yes. I had a conversation with Kim this morning. I understand why I'm not here with you guys. You know, I've come to understand that God has blessed me with some knowledge and some wisdom. You know, yes, I understand this and I accept it. That's okay. But I understand why I'm here and not somewhere else. Because here, you guys are seeking the truth. The truth, the whole truth. The raw, unadulterated truth. That's right. Yes, that's what I got for you. And that's all I'll ever give you. Anyone around me, man. But it's a beautiful thing. And the love that I have rejoices in me. And in each one of you. Each one of you. Love beareth all things. Love endures everything. Love never runs away. Never. Love believeth all things. How often do we develop a negative attitude? And we think the worst about people. How often do we do that? Think about this. We see something negative, and that's what we begin to think. And the next thing you know, we're looking at the worst in everyone. We believe nothing good about anyone. We're quick to judge. Love believeth all things. Love will always look for the best in another person. And you know what? Even if your hope gets crushed continually, love never ends. Yes. Love endureth all things. Love never ends. You've got love. You are practicing true love, guys. This is how you will be. And I'm telling you now, it's not easy. It's not easy. My wife and I stand here before you, and each of us on our own have been trying to come to the Lord for a long, long time. And together, we have been trying to come to the Lord since 2012 and practice these very things, this way of life. And even now, even today, we still don't have it, but love. We just don't. We're growing to be better, thankfully, as God strengthens us, as we endure our circumstances, man, and as we come to accept the truth and rejoice in the truth, despite our pain, despite the pain that it causes, yes. We sacrifice our pain for the sake of love, for the sake of God, for the sake of those around us, in hopes that someday they might change. Even our enemies. Yes. It's long time, yes. That's love. This is the love that you must practice with your brethren. You understand? This is the love that God has for you. This is how God is loving you day in and day out, and this is how we must love those around us. Look here. This is what Christ says. Matthew 5, 38 through 48. Ye have heard that it hath been said, an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. But I say unto you, that ye resist not evil, but whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also. And if any man will sue thee at the law, and take away thy coat, let him have thy cloak also. And whosoever shall compel thee to go a mile, go with him too. Give to him that asketh thee, and from him that would borrow of thee, turn not him away. Ye have heard that it hath been said, Thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you, that ye may be children of your Father which is in heaven. For he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust. For if ye love them which love you, what reward have you? Do not even the sinners do the same? And if ye salute your brethren only, what do ye more than others? Do not even the sinners do the same? Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. It's easy to love somebody that loves you. Easier, at the very least, is it not? Is it not easier to love someone and to show someone love, to give to someone, to sacrifice for someone who is showing you love? Yes, of course it is. But if this is the only people that we love, Where is the reward? Where is the sacrifice? Where's the sacrifice of pain? Someone that loves you, even if they hurt your feelings, you make up pretty quick, don't you? Yeah, you say they love me. It was only an accident, or some other such explanation to yourself. Yes. But what about those people who don't love you? What about those people who maybe your enemies? I don't know. Yeah. Again, we go back to our example of Christ. That he died for everyone, even those people who hate him. Yes. And never once protested his innocence. That's right. It's not enough to just love those who love you. It's not enough to just be good to those who are good to you, man. Not at all. No, we must also do this with our enemies. Again, another hard, difficult step, guys. Another hard, difficult step. We went over that scripture for Christmas, didn't we? About how to keep Christ at Christmas. It's easy to give gifts to our relatives, isn't it? Yeah. To our kids, our spouses, to those who may love us. Yes, it's easy to do that. And Christ is telling us, no, we must go further than that. And I said to keep Christ at Christmas, let's try giving to people who would not give to us. Yeah, even our enemies. That's right. 1 John chapter 4. Did it cut off? I did. I'm sorry. Let's go to Matthew 7, chapter, or verse 12. Therefore, all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do even so to them. For this is the law and the prophets. Is that the golden rule? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Right? Eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth says what? Do unto others as they have done unto you. And Christ is telling us, no, that's not enough. We must go further than this. And we must treat others how we wish to be treated, even if they don't treat us that way. Yes. Why? Why must we do these things? So that we can escape judgment. Judgment of the law. If the law says an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, and you're going to be judged by the law, and you, instead of doing what's fair, which is an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, yes, if you take the extra step to love those who hate you, to bless them who curse you, to pray for them who despitefully used you, what are you escaping? You're escaping judgment by the law. That's what you're escaping. Yes, that's exactly right, man. This is everything. This is everything, guys. Love allows you to not be judged by the law. That's right, man. Because by the law shall no flesh be judged of God. No one is going to make it to heaven by judging of the law. Why? Because all are guilty of sin. Everyone's guilty of sin. And if you wish not to be judged by the law, then you need to practice this love. This is what Christ is trying to tell us. You know, in those days, the religious people, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the lawyers, the scribes, and those people who went to temple, they lived by the law. And they kept the commandments of the law. They didn't have love for their neighbors. Do you understand? And to be honest, they didn't have love for God either. Because it didn't bother them to tell lies. It didn't bother them to sleep around. It didn't bother them to do these things. Why? Because they could sacrifice an animal to be forgiven. Think about that. And in their minds, all they had to do was sacrifice an animal and they're forgiven. You see what I'm saying? That's not love for God. No, that's not love for God. Love for God would be not sleeping with someone. Love for God would be not telling lies. That would be love for God. This is what Christ came to tell the people, man. Understand? Yes. This is what Christ came to tell the people. And now, here we are, 2,000 years later, having this perfect message. Yes? And what are we doing? What are we doing? Just like the Hebrew people. Just like the Hebrew people. We're laying on the sacrifice. We're leaning on the sacrifice. But instead of us leaning on the sacrifices of animals, we're leaning on the sacrifice of Christ. I don't know how many times I've heard it said, We have grace. We have grace. Don't worry about it. It's okay. You're forgiven. We have grace. We don't even have to keep the law. Just saying, man. How can we expect to live in the presence of one whom we have not loved for eternity? You can't even live with your spouses now. How can we expect to live in the presence of God for eternity if we have not loved Him? Could you live in the presence of someone who continually did what you asked them not to do? What goes in your heart when you look at somebody who will not do what you asked them to do? In all fairness, think about that. You think God's any different? Are we not made in His image? Are we not made in His likeness? The living spirit that we are, is it not of God? Let's start thinking about this, guys. God is asking things of us. Listen here. I'm telling you now that if you take this word a little straight, if you begin to practice this love, bad things are going to start happening to you. People are going to start hating you. I promise you. There are many people in this world today who despise that which is good. They despise those which are good. Why? Because they're rotten. They're rotten to the core. They don't want to practice this which is good. They want to practice what makes them feel good. You understand? Yes. What feels good? That sacrifice of love or that revenge? Think about it. Yes. Think about that, man. That's right. The sacrifice is in the love. The pleasure is in the revenge. You're going to have some problems. I'm here to prepare you. Look here. Matthew 10. 34 to 39. This is Christ talking to you. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's enemies shall be they of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. It's pretty harsh. Think about it. You know, we have kids, we have relatives, we have people in our lives, and we love these people very much. You know, as men especially, we're supposed to provide for these people. Do you understand? We're supposed to support and teach these people around us. Yes, that's exactly right. And it takes a whole lot of love to do that. Especially when they won't listen to a word you say, especially when all they want to do is argue with you, especially when all they want to do is attack your manhood. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, it makes it really, really hard, doesn't it? It's a big, huge sacrifice in order to have to continue loving someone like this. Yes? And Christ is telling us that we've got to love Him more than them, even our children. You know, and I think this is something that we forget in our day-to-day lives. I want to take you back to Exodus. I want to take you back to the book of Genesis. When God rained fire down on Sodom and Gomorrah. Yes. He sent the angels into Sodom and Gomorrah when they led Lot and his family out of Sodom and Gomorrah to save them. To save them. And what happened? What happened to Lot's wife? She looked back, didn't she? And she got turned into a pillar of salt for looking back. Why? They were leaving certain destruction. There was nothing behind them worth looking back for. Do you understand? Nothing. And yet she did. And I'm telling you now, there can be nothing in this world worth looking back for. Your eyes must continually always be on Christ and His coming and the escape and destruction that He is offering you, man. Yes? So that when someone that you love or someone that loves you wants you to do something that Christ or God has told you not to do, got to choose there and then whom you love. I want you to think back to Adam. I want you to think back to Adam. God told Adam not to eat the fruit from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, didn't he? It's exactly the only commandment he had, man. And what happened? His wife ate, and she told him it was good, and told him to eat. Who did he love? Who did he love? You see? He disobeyed God because he loved his wife more than he loved God, which is evidenced in the fact that he hearkened unto the voice of his wife instead of the voice of his Creator. You see, and Christ is telling us the same thing today. We got to love Him more than anyone else. And that love will be tested when someone that is near and dear to you wants you to do something that is contrary to what God and Jesus are telling you. And trust me, brother, you will be tried. You will be tried. If you stand up and make a stand with Christ and become a man of your house, a man of God, a man of your work, a man of faith, a man of your word, you will be tried. It's got to set the example. You've got to sacrifice. Even though you know how much problem it's going to cause, you've got to sacrifice for your king. He has to be number one. And you will make enemies. Without doubt, I've made many. I've made many because of my love of God, my love for Christ, and my unwillingness to do other things that are contrary to what they want from me. Yes. I'm not trying to win popularity contests. Understand? I'm not now a pleaser of men. Let me be a pleaser of God. He's the one that's going to give me life. There's nothing in this world anyone else can give me. Nothing that's worth disobeying my Father or my King. Keep that in mind. Matthew 16:24-25. Then Jesus said unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. Love, man. What's the greatest love of all? Any man who shall lay down his life for his brethren or for my name's sake. That's the greatest love. Yes. Christ laid down his life for many, many people's. Yes, that's exactly right. We must follow this example. He said we must take up our cross. What was the cross to Christ? I said it earlier. The cross was shame to him who knew no sin. That's what the cross is. Christ is telling us that we must pick up our own cross. Don't you know that Christ has been carrying your cross all your life? He's carried the shame of every sin that you've committed your whole life. Now it's time for you to carry your own cross. And we do this starting with confession. You guys in the program, that's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. You're picking up your cross by talking about the things that you've done, the deeds that you've committed, man, the sins that you have committed. You're taking up your cross. Now it's time to take it out and bear it to other people, man. Yes, that's right. That's right. Why? Because there's going to be people like you needing to hear this, to see the things that you've done, to know that you were like them. That's right. You know what you're saying. You've been there. Yep, just like I say right there. And have stood there for for years now. Yep. This is how the relation happens, man. All right. Got to bear our crosses, man. Yeah, and come after Christ. Which means we got to follow the leader. You guys ever play that game with your kids? Follow the leader. You got to do everything the leader did. All right, Christ is the leader. Follow the leader. Christ says, Matthew 12, verse 30. He that is not with me is against me. And he that gathereth not with me scattereth abroad. Can you see? Can you see? You know, it's very popular in the world today, man, to just be neutral, right? Yeah, to just be neutral, man. You know what I'm saying? Right. Not to get involved. Yeah. Just to kind of live your own life and let everybody else live their own. Yeah. Okay. Political correctness. Is that what they call it? Yeah. Christ is saying something opposite of that. He that is not with me is against me. Now, how is anybody going to know you're with Christ? By your confession. Confession is made with the mouth unto salvation. This is how people are going to know that you are with Christ. Yes, to start with, right? And then they're going to see your deeds. First they're going to hear your confession, and then they're going to see your confession. Okay? But that's not enough. That's not enough. Why? Because he says, he that does not gather with me is scattered. If you're not working with Christ, you're working against Christ. I want you to think about that. Seriously, man. I know this is an overwhelming amount of information, guys. I get it, man. But there's not much time left. And I know people have been saying that for a long time. I get it. For you guys that got time, for you guys that are interested, man, hit Matthew, the book of Matthew, chapter 24. Okay? Read that whole chapter. It's not long, but read that whole chapter. And I want you to look around yourself in this world, man. And I want you to ask yourself, how much time do you think you have left? It's time to get that work in, guys. This is the last hour of the day. Right now, this generation is the last hour of the day. The sun is setting, man. And it's time to come in. We're going to start getting the sun, man. That's what we come here to do. I'm not here just to get you to believe in God, man. Yeah, I'm not here just to get you to confess. Those are good things and they must happen. But I'm also here to get you to bring other people to the feet of Christ. We are disciples, discipling disciples to disciple more disciples, man. I know that's a mouthful, but that's the way it is. This is what you must do also. This is your job. Yes. All right. This is the reason why Christ says, if you're not gathering with me, you're scattered. If you're not working with Christ, you're working against Christ. And I don't think I have to tell you what's going to happen to those folks that are working against Christ. Let's hear it. 1 John, chapter 4, verse 15 through 21, excuse me. Whosoever shall confess that Jesus is the Son of God, God dwelleth in him, and he in God. And we have known and believed the love that God hath for us. God is love. And he that dwelleth in love dwelleth in God, and God in him. Yep, can you see that? God is love. I've told you over and over and over and over. Every time that you see us down, every time that you get to experience the love, that it is not us. We will never boost or boast our ego or stroke our heads. It is not, no. That it is God in us. And that hopefully by seeing this work and feeling this love, you will understand that it is God who loves you. Man, God. Yes? Okay. Herein is our love made perfect, that we may have boldness in the day of judgment. Because as he is, so are we in this world. As he is now where he is, so are we now in this world. Even though we're not where he is, even though we're not in his presence, we're acting just like him now in this world. As if this world was this kingdom that we await. You understand? We don't wait till the kingdom comes to act like the kingdom. We live in this world as if the kingdom is here now. You understand? How many times have you needed to do something? Practice something, perhaps. Yes? For some upcoming event. Yes? And you just kept saying, nah, I don't need to do it, man. I've got time. I'll wait. And when the time came, what happened? You failed miserably. Why? Because you didn't practice. But for those of you, man, who may have a little talent, a little ability, and you practiced it, what did practice do for you? It makes you perfect, didn't it? Practice makes perfect. All right, guys. Look here. There is no fear in love. But perfect love casteth out fear. Because fear has to do with punishment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love. We love him because he first loved us. Now I told you, the fear of God is the beginning of all understanding. Didn't I? That's exactly right. And I told you that in the beginning you will fear God. You must fear God. You must fear the punishment that will come upon you. And I told you that as you fear God and you begin to obey God, yes, that fear would be replaced. That fear would be replaced is what I said. And I said it would be replaced with faith. Why? Because you now no longer have to fear of being punished. Because you're now in obedience. I never had to worry about getting my butt whooped as long as I did the rest of it. I'm just saying. I never had to worry about it. I didn't have to go home with the butterflies in my stomach, man. You know what I'm saying? Never had to worry about that when I did what I was told. It was only when I was doing what I was told not to do that I had to worry about those things. You know, there's a reason why this life is the way that it is. And I honestly tell you that living in this world is much like living in the kingdom of heaven, guys. You know. Yes, but listen. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen? How many times have you heard people say, man, I don't love everybody, but I don't like black people. Or I don't think they should marry, or, you know, I love everybody, but, you know, I hate the Jomo. Oh, that's a popular one right there, ain't it? How many of you guys have been locked up? Huh? Yeah, how many times have you heard that? I'm just saying, man. That's not my word. You understand? I didn't write this. Let's see that again. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. Don't you know that no liar shall enter through the gates of heaven? Yes, no liar, no adulterer, no whoremonger, no idolater, no drunkard. I'm just saying, man. For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen? You know, I think we should clarify this. It's one thing to hate the sin. God hates sin. You understand? It's one thing to hate the sin, to be offended by the sin. But the man, you must love. To understand? Can we make the distinction? Yes? Yes. Remember this, guys. There are going to be people that come around you and come near you, and they're going to have done some terrible things in life. And God has sent this person to you. He has sent this person to you to show them His love, so that they can repent just like you. God is not a respecter of sin, man. You understand? He's not. He doesn't value one wrong thing above another wrong thing. They're all the same to Him. It doesn't matter what it is. You're worthy of death. The punishment for every sin is the same. Death. You see? Yes. It's something that we need to take into mind, keep apart. Okay. Christ says, and this commandment we have from Him, that he who loveth God, love his brother also. Now we read that in 1 John chapter 4, didn't we? That loving God was loving our brother. And Christ said that to love that neighbor as thyself is the same as loving God with all your heart, mind, and spirit. Has to happen. Has to happen. Okay. John 13, 34 through 35. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one for another. Now I want you to think about the different denominations of Christianity out there. Yes. All these people claiming Christ. Yep. And yet, they hate one another because of their differences in doctrine or their differences in rituals. You understand? Think about that. Do you think they're disciples of Christ? He said it, not me. If ye have love one to another, this is how all men shall know that you are my disciples. This is how you know that I am Christ's disciple. Not that I show partiality, but that I show love to all. You see what I'm saying? Because whether you understand it or not, whether you know it or not, each and every one of you are a part of Christ's kingdom. Each and every one of you are a part of the body of Christ. Each and every one of you are a Christian. Whether you choose to accept that or not, matters not. Christ still died for you. And not just you, but every single living human being in creation. By this shall all men know that you are my disciples, if you have love one for another. You know, guys, something that I don't think many people take into account is that every single person is going to live forever. Everybody is going to live forever, man. Where we live forever is going to be what's in question. You understand? There's only two places that we can live forever. Either in the presence of God or outside of the presence of God. Understand? And those who live in His presence are going to be those who loved Him as He loved them. Yes, that's right. And those who live outside of His presence are going to be those people who didn't want to love Him. You see how they made their own choice? Yes, that's exactly right. It's not God's judgment that's going to keep them away from Him. It's their own choice. Their own choice. God's not mean. He's not angry. He's not trying to judge people. He's not making Himself slaves and servants. He's giving you a choice. And He sent me to tell you, to teach you, to show you how to love Him and to live with Him. To live in this glorious kingdom where all tears is going to be wiped away. Where the curse of sorrow has been removed from us. Yes. Where we shall be as God, where God is. And rule with Him. I'm just saying. There's so many promises. There's so many promises. And when you see this, you ask yourself, why has it been so hard all this time? Why haven't I known this? Why haven't I done this? Why haven't I loved? Why haven't I done these things all this time? But if you're going to be like me and decide that you're going to begin doing what God is asking of you, you're going to look back at your life and you're going to say, that was a humongous waste of time. How much more could I have done? But then, when you begin working for God in the respect and manner that I do, and many others, you're going to understand that your pain had purpose. You understand what I'm saying? All the pain and suffering that you endured has purpose. And it is to help other people. It is to help other people. The greatest sacrifice of all is. Everything that you've ever endured is teaching you something that's going to help another human being. So don't regret it. Feel your contrition. Feel your sorrow for having walked against God instead of with God. Feel that. Yes, that's going to bring God near you, as we learned last week. But remember to share your pain with other people, because there's other people hurting just like you. And it's time to no longer be selfish. It's time to sacrifice the pain on the altar of our hearts, where we love other people, man, where we love Christ. Yes, that's right. Begin loving other people, man, as Christ has loved us. Because you are His disciples. Without a doubt. I don't know about you all, when I understood that, when I understood this to be true, it relieved me. It lifted a huge weight off my chest. When I finally understood that That there was nothing special that I had to do. I did not have to become some perfect person. There were not goals set forth for me that I could not attain. That I was already this man. But that I had been this person all my life. Not because I have chosen to be this person, but because I was chosen to be this person. Understand? Do you believe? 1 Corinthians chapter 12. Faith is a gift of the Holy Spirit, guys. Yes, faith is a gift of the Holy Spirit. That's what we'll cover next week. Okay? We're going to cover what faith is, man. Because faith and love go hand in hand. Understand? They're one and the same. You can't have one without the other. Okay? And we need to have an understanding of what faith is, man. Alright? That's right. Alright. Because how can we believe in one whom we have not loved? Or how can we love one in whom we have not believed? Just saying. Yeah? Alright. Alright, guys. That's love, man. That's love. There's no pain in that love. And when the pain comes as a result of somebody coming against you and hurting you, it's time to sacrifice. And I'll be honest with you, just as the people sacrificed the animals to God, as a sweet smelling savor, so we too sacrifice our pain in the same manner. And instead of empowering other people with our lives, allowing them to have power over our pain, we will be healed when you sacrifice it to God. Understand? When you take the pain and you give it to other people by saying, you've got to do this in order for me to feel better again, you have empowered them over you. You have given them power over you. Yes, but when you sacrifice it to God, you'll be healed. That's when the pain is healed, man. It took me a lot of pain to understand that. It wasn't until I got married that I come to understand this. It wasn't until I became a husband and started taking my husbandry seriously that I come to this understanding, guys. And it's true. It's true. I hope you get practice. Okay? Alright, let's close. Father, we give thanks for this love today, Lord. We give thanks for the love that you've shared with us, Father, the love that you have given to us, Father, this understanding of what love is, Lord. Father, we pray strength upon us that we may, Lord, continue in love, that you practice this love, this perfect love, Father, that will cast out all fear, Father, that we may approach the throne of grace with boldness, Father, to receive the inheritance that you have for us, to receive this incorruptible crown that you have waiting for us, Lord, that we may become your servants and rule with you and share this inheritance of Jesus Christ, Lord. Father, I pray strength upon these people, Father. I pray your spirit upon these people. I pray joy upon these people, Lord, that they may go and face their circumstances, whatever their sorrow is, Lord, to receive the wisdom that you have for them. That they may be blessed, Father, that they may be roughened, Father. Lord, we pray these things in the name of Jesus Christ, our King. Amen. Hey, did anybody notice how the wind died down? Huh? Wasn't that our prayer earlier? Just saying, guys. You have not because you asked not.